So the other day, I'm stealing your line now. The other day, I had a situation that happened to me right after we had the last A.N.O.C show, A.N.O.C 11, and I headlined that show or whatever, and I did a bunch of jokes and stuff, and I was pissed that I wasn't able to add this because this happened afterwards, right afterward. But we had the Orthodox Easter that happened. And I came down here, they had DJs going from 6 o'clock or whatever till the wee hours of the morning or whatever. So I came down here to chill out. Had a rough night the night before that. So I was kind of drinking water and doing that whole thing, not really drinking or anything like that. And one of the DJs came in and she had pizza and chicken that she bought with everybody. Now, what I realized on this day is that I'm kind of embarrassed to eat chicken in front of white people. I kind of have this problem with it. And this is why the problem was. I went to ask her, I was like, oh, I'm kind of hungry, I want to put something in my stomach, I want to start drinking tonight, So I get ready, in my brain, I'm walking to her, I'm oh, I'm about to go ask Jen if I can have some chicken. And it just clicked in my head, I felt like a slave, the fuck am I asking for chicken for? This is ridiculous. So I'm going up to her, and I'm okay, screw it, I'm just gonna ask her for it. So I'm Jen, can I have some chicken? And as soon as the word chicken came out of my mouth, I just felt like I just said the word nigger. It was just dumb. I didn't understand, so I'm trying to get over that. And she's no problem, get whatever you want or whatever. So I get my one piece of chicken because I don't want to overdo it or anything like that. And I sit, and I'm the only asshole black person sitting in the bar. Everybody's drinking. I'm just licking my fingers, eating chicken, and I'm God, I just set us back 500 years. This is the most ridiculous thing in the world. So yeah, I don't like eating chicken in front of you guys. So not gonna do it. Screw it. I'd rather eat green bean casserole or something like that, something that's more fitting. Macaroni and cheese, something like that. Macaroni and cheese isn't black. It's more girly than anything, right? Yeah. Girls eat that when they're drunk, right, girls? Am I right, ladies? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, do you guys want to hear your next comedian? I am a big fan of this guy. This is his second time on this stage. Please put your hands together for Mr. Joseph Farley.
You guys can hear me? How about this weather, huh? And showing you how unprepared I am for this show by asking about the weather. Now this weather is great. It's my favorite time of the year because a lot of girls don't wear underwear this time of year. I love girls that don't wear panties. I'm talking about babies specifically. No, I'm talking about my daughter. I love my daughter, so I like peeling the diaper off of her and fucking her. I don't have a daughter. I just random girls. No, pedophilia is horrible. It's wrong. I don't understand how a grown man of 35 could find it in himself to do such a monstrous act, fucking a 7-year-old boy. They must have the dirtiest buttholes. Yuck. Now that you know what a monster I am, I guess I can tell you about shitting my pants at work a few weeks ago. I really did shit my pants at work. I'm 33 years old. I shit my pants at work. Really happened. What caused it was before I went to work for breakfast, I decided to eat half a bag of these chocolate covered, I think they're called acai berries, acai, I'm not sure, homoerotic undertone, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Or I don't, any way you say it, you probably deserve to be punched in the face after saying it. But they say it's a magic berry from Brazil. I think the magic part of it is temporarily removing the muscle that controls you being able to take a shit when you want to, it involuntarily makes you shit your pants. But got to work, stomach's rumbling, and I had to go walk out to the gas station and cover a shift. There's no bathroom at the gas station. It's like a mile from the store. And I had to go to the bathroom, so no bathroom, I have to go to the bathroom. You could do the math, like 2 + 2 = 4 hot, clumpy loads of shit sliding down my leg. So I went to the little gas station hut and I'm pacing back and forth and it just happened. It just slid right out. Like instantly I had like hot, clumpy shit on my calf muscle and I didn't. But the crazy thing is, I didn't care. It didn't bother me. I felt fine about it. Like I don't know if it's like there's no shame. I have no shame left, or I don't know. I felt pretty confident about it. It was just I had shit in my gut. It was like a backstory of some B-story comic villain. Like he's got so much confidence. How the backstory is he shit his pants once, and that's how he didn't care. That's how he gained his supreme confidence. His kryptonite's Imodium. But, so my car was a mile away. I couldn't go back to the store. I was just like, fuck it, I'm leaving work. So a mile walk with shit in my pants, and it was still cold out, and I had a hoodie. So I'm walking, I see cars coming in, and I can't see behind me, so I'm wondering if you could see shit through the back of my jeans. I'm like, fuck, my coworkers are driving into the parking lot and ready for work, and they're gonna see me. So I took my hoodie off and I wrapped it around my waist like I used to do, like nobody does anymore. So I'm wondering if like I have some weird perception, like people really think I'm cool, but they don't. But just bear with me for the sake of the story. Like, and they see me wrapping my sweater around my. I'm like, yeah, Joe's bringing that back. Next day I show up at work, everybody's got their hoodie wrapped around their waist. Little did they know I shit my pants. But, I got to my car, turned my car on. As soon as I got in my car, I was listening to my favorite song before I came to work. And that song comes on. And just having a hot load in your pants just completely fucking ruined that song for the rest of my life. But I just got home and cleaned myself. There's really no end or closer than that. So it's not like, yeah, the story ended and I got a blowjob. Like that doesn't happen. I shit my pants at work, so. Alright, let me get off of that. I probably should have closed with that because you guys are just going to be thinking about me shitting my pants for the rest of the time. In pornography now, there's something really bizarre going on. So women licking men's assholes. It's really, I don't know if any of one deviant in the fucking bed, on the computer too. Perfect. It really there's no warning or anything like that. I'm not going to like a fetish site or anything. It happens during a blowjob, like a woman goes out. It doesn't slow my mask. I might slow my stroke down a little bit, but it's just like, it's puzzling. Like, why does a woman have to lick a man's ass? Like, you guys know you have the pussy, right? You don't have to do that. Like, you can blow kisses to a guy's dick, and that's enough. Like, you don't have to go there. Like, you might as well. I mean, you're fetishizing something that serves as an exit for shit. Like, it doesn't. You might as well stick your tongue in the middle of two homeless guys fighting. Like, there's nothing pretty about a man's ass. Like, I'll lick a woman's asshole all day. I'll do it. Like, this woman's beautiful. Like, look, if a woman's asshole could talk, it would sound like Betty Boop and like all coquettish and like winking it. If a man's asshole could talk, it would sound like Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds, and you'd have to feed it toenails and batteries. So I work at a big box store, and I had to do deliveries every so often or help load vehicles, and I helped an old guy who's like in his 80s. I had to help him load bags of fertilizer into his vehicle. And as soon as I got to him, I pulled his truck up, and he told me right away. And he's like real brittle, real frail, and he said, I can't help you load this. My body's crawling with tumors. I'm like, I don't. maybe lawn care is it? Like maybe you should just not think about society's like conventional standards of lawn care when you're maybe take care of them cancer bubbles running through your body until they're down to like a slow limp or something. I don't know. Then he had like a World War II veteran cap on. Like, do you think he got that pride? Like had his whole life just holding in, like he killed 50 Nazis, just holding it in his entire life, and like he's in battle, he gets shot, and he's too proud to ask for help, and he's just like, hey, could you take my gun and shoot the guy that shot me? My body is galloping with bullets right now, I can't. But I love World War II. I'm obsessed with reading about it and watching documentaries and stuff. And people had pride in this country back then. You know, back when the white man had his own drinking fountain. I call it the greatest generation. But I love watching World War II. And I really wish I could have fought in World War II. Mainly because I think I'd look good in a Nazi uniform. I took a flight recently. I haven't been on a plane in like 10 years or so, but took a flight, and seated next to me was a woman and her baby, and the lady fell asleep, and the baby just started crying, like wailing, crying. And it's like, that is the worst way to join the Mile High Club. It's like, I'm trying to fuck you, baby. Come on, like, it's like 2 hands, baby Violet. Come on. And it's like trying to get a hand job from the bed, and I'm like, surely by 6 months you should have that kind of developmental strength to know to use 2 hands. And I'm like, wait a minute, this might be 3 things I could cross off my sexual bucket list. Like, baby, Mile High Club, and a retard. Because maybe the baby can't. I don't know, how much time do I got? So I'll tell a story real quick. Good to go. Do you guys know about this comedy club over here? This the bar association? Has anybody met the gentleman running? His name's Damian Seaman. He's like, all right. I don't know how funny this is going to be, but I've been laughing for the last month. I haven't met this guy. So he opens this comedy club, and he decides to open it by writing on the window with the kind of high school paint marker that you write on your van, like, go to state, like you try to write a comedy club on it. And I go out front, and I just walking my dog, and I standing in front of the window, and the guy Johnny's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hey, is this a real comedy club? And he's like, yeah, my name's Damian Seaman. They called me Lucifer's Load in high school. Like, he's doing his whole act for me on the fucking... So he tells me he's been on Comedy Central, close personal friends with Carrot Top and Kevin Nealon and shit. And he's just got the gangly frame and of a fucking former crackhead and everything. So he's like, yeah, I'm doing a show in 30 minutes. And I'm like, oh, I do comedy once a bit. And he's like, hey, come out and open for me. It's like, all right. So I run back home, run back into the club, and he emerges from the kitchen. And I'm with my friend. He's like, hey, you guys hungry? I'm also a chef. And so he makes us food, and he asked my buddy if I wanted something to drink. Asked my buddy if he wants something to drink. Buddy's like, I don't really drink. And he's like, come on, what's the last beer you had? He's like, a Heineken. So he's like, oh, hold that thought. He comes back, gives my buddy a Bud Light. And then he asked me to write my bio down, like I've done anything significant. And gives me a bar napkin with a pen. And so keep in mind, this is 9:30 to 10 o'clock. I go up, do my bullshit 10 minutes, and then he goes on and he does 45 just hacky fucking minutes. And but somehow from 9:30 to 10 o'clock, he did his entire hour set for me and my friend. Like, he jumped back on stage, And he did this. And he opened by going, "How you guys doing? My name is Damian Seaman. They called me Lucifer's Load. In high school, in kindergarten," whatever. And then just telling hacky jokes. Like any one of his jokes, like he told a joke about, do farts smell different to me? Elevators smell different to me? You could Google any one of his jokes and there's like 100,000 hits. Like just the hackiest bullshit of all time. And he's telling everybody how he does everything for charity, and he's close personal friends with Carrot Top and Kevin Nealon. And so after the show, he's like, "Stick around, I'm sure you guys I'll talk to you guys." And so he takes us back to the restaurant part of his comedy club, and we go in, and it's completely dark, and he's trying to show, like, he hasn't flipped the light on or anything, and he's like, "I'm gonna knock this wall down. This wall's coming down." And blah, blah, blah. Just walking, and we're enveloped in darkness. And my eyes adjust to the darkness. I look to my right, and there's a booth, and there's a fucking person sleeping in the booth. Like, I could see shoes kicked out, and his coat's over him and everything. Never mentions the fucking homeless guy. Like, and I'm trying to get my friend's attention. Like, this fucking guy. Like, finally, like, Damien turns around, and I get my buddy's attention, and he just, like, looks over, and he just, like, his eyes are wide as, like, and the guy was so crazy the whole time. Like, I forgot about it 5 minutes later. Like, so much crazy shit was happening. I had to leave, get some fresh air, because it's too much to process. He tells my buddy that he used to smoke crack, blah, blah, blah. Go back in his kitchen, and he's asking me, he's like, you really don't drink? I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Yeah, I tried that once." Like it's working for him or something like that. So then later on, he goes on Facebook in his bar, and his computer's just horribly shoddy. It's like dial-up slow, and he's trying to load a picture, and he's talking to all. I'm like, where's this computer from? And he's like, "Oh, that's homeless Tony's." It was the guy sleeping in the bars. There's a homeless guy that's got a fucking computer. Like, he needs to update his LinkedIn resume or something like that. Like, what? So he loads a picture, and he's like, "Oh, we did this benefit for this lady with Lou Gehrig's disease, ACL." And he shows a picture of all these people that are in the show. There's like 8 people. And he's like pointing them out, like, "I know who the fuck these people are." And then he gets the lady, and he goes in this big self-righteous spiel. He's like, "Oh, this lady, like, beautiful, sweet angel. She's got Lou Gehrig's disease, and just the sweetest angel. We raised $7,000 for her." Next to the lady was a younger woman, and after he goes on about how this lady's an angel and everything, he's like, "Oh, then this is the chick that was sucking my dick after the show." She's perfect. And, so this is 5.5 hours I spent with this guy, and I probably said like 5 words the entire time. And I gotta go. Like, dude, I gotta work in the morning. I gotta fucking go. And he's like, "All right." And I'm like, "What? Where do you stay at? Where do you live?" And he's like, "Right there." He points to the fucking couch in the bar. That's where he's sleeping at. I'm the kid. And somehow I forgot that I gave him my number. The next day, my phone rings. She answered a number I don't recognize. I answered it, and he just goes, "Comedian Joe Farley." And I'm like, "Oh, hey, Damien, what's going on?" And he goes, "Look, bud, I'm just gonna cut to the chase. The owner of this place." By the way, he mentioned that he was the owner, co-owner, managing the place. Like a million. Like, this story just varied throughout the whole night. He's like, "Look, the owner's coming in, and just gonna do an impromptu inspection. And no, don't get me wrong, the place looks fine, but look, I'm just gonna get right to it. I haven't had a shower in like 5-7 days. And, let's see if I can pop by and take a shower at your place. Look, I am gamey." I said he was gamey. But if you Google the guy, he said he's been on Comedy Central, but if you Google the guy, he's nothing. He's shit. You could also find his arrest record on mugshots.com. He's got 2 domestic battery charges, crack possession, public intox, DUIs. The guy's just a total fucking fraud. And he's probably milking whatever charity that he's running. But I just wanted to hit you guys too, because it kind of pisses me off. But,
was that his guy here?
No. That's my. Just gonna leave on one last joke, which is in high school. I went to school with a kid named Chad Raper. That's it. That's all.
Put it together again for Joseph Farley.